What's up, guys? I'm checking out more Kirk Franklin. This one's titled Lean on Me. The official video, I believe, requested by Goddess. Big shout out to you. I'm pretty sure I've heard this track. I mean, Lean on Me is, yeah, that's an iconic song. I just don't think I've heard Kirk Franklin's version of it. What's the original version of the song? Because I know it was in the soundtrack to the movie, right? The same title, Lean on Me. But I don't know who the original is by. But yeah, this one is featuring Mary J. Blige, Bono, The Family. Who's The Family? I know of a family, of The Family, but I don't think it's probably the same The Family that I'm thinking of. R. Kelly and Crystal Lewis. Okay, let me see. Who's the original by? Lean on Me. That's Bill Withers. Yeah, Bill Withers. From the movie Lean on Me as well. Actually, this came out way before the movie. Yeah, way before. But yeah, let's go ahead and check this version out now.
This is for that little child with no father. For that man that doesn't have a place to stay. And for that little boy living with AIDS.
Can I tell you a story, tell you a story?
You can lean on me.
There's a man, standing on the corner. He has no home. He's a man, standing on
Oh, that was
the
a
corner.
really
He has no
smooth transition there.
home. He has no food, and his blue skies are gone. Yes, it is. Can you hear him crying now?
There's a girl searching for a father and a friend, praying that the storm someday will end. But instead of walking away, open up your heart and say, I'm here. You don't have to worry.
I can see your tears.
Your tears. I'll be there in a hurry when you call.
Yes, I will.
I've heard this.
Hands on that to catch you when you
Recognize the chorus.
Here's my shoulder.
Also, this is
is the strong.
not in any way related to the Bill Withers version of the movie.
Listen.
Oh, there's a child who is sick and begging to be free, but there is no cure for his disease. He looks up to his mother as
to a friend of mine that's waiting just to ease your troubled mind.
Yeah, yeah. He loves you more than you'll ever know.
Instead of walking away, open up.
Open up your heart and say,
Come on.
I am here.
I am here. You can be when you call, free to be there to catch you when you fall. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You can lean on me, yeah.
You're my friend, but you're also my brother.
Here's my shoulder. You can lean on me.
Hallelujah.
Beautiful. Yeah, like I said, I've definitely heard this one before, but it's been a long time. And yeah, still just as beautiful though as I remember the bits and pieces of it being. Um, and yeah, it deals with a very real number of subject matter and issues within our communities. And it's kind of I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but it is kind of strange how like some of these things I feel like, you know, for the most part have the potential to be fixed, but it's just, I don't know, it's just little small things that kind of make it to where it's not fully, like the homeless issue, right? Like homelessness could be realistically solved, but there's just, I feel like it's one of those cases where there's so many problems with it that I don't know, it's not like, it's not as one-sided as it might seem, like you can give people like shelters and, opportunity to find jobs and like work and whatnot when they're homeless, but it really, at the end of the day, comes down to the individual. Like if that person just says, you know what, no, I don't want to do it. I just want to be homeless. Not my problem. I don't care. Then it's like, well, what do you say to that? What do you do to that? It's not really a solution, that can be had from someone who has that mindset. Teenage pregnancy, I feel like that's another thing that is kind of like, that person's own responsibility as to whether or not they want to better themselves and not land in that situation. Homelessness is kind of like a coin flip. Like it's not necessarily like that person just woke up one day and was decided to be homeless. There's like various degrees of situations that can happen that make that person into that. But I feel like with teenage pregnancy, it's kind of the same thing, but it's more so like a personal, it's more so like a personal problem slash issue. Like if you give in to, peer pressure and temptation and that sort of thing, then yeah, it's probably gonna happen. Especially if you're not, you know, if you're not using safety, protection, that sort of thing. But the last one, with like, I guess cancer in this case, this one's a bit. This one's a bit interesting because I feel like, with the amount of money like we give like St. Jude's like every year for the last 20 plus years maybe, like, and not just them, but just all of those companies combined. Like, I don't know, it's so strange to me. I don't know like what the process is, but I do know that, whenever you have like something that people are willing to give to, like say, take iPhones for example, right? People will always flock in the masses to buy the latest iPhone. Why? Because of supply and demand. Like they can, practically tell you that, hey, this new iPhone, the iPhone 26 or whatever, oh yeah, it's way more powerful. We have 5 different new cameras on it. It's loaded with the most modern features, quality of life, and everything, and then people will buy it. Like it always made me think like, well, why not just start off with like something that can't be updated upon like within the next couple of years. Like, why not make the iPhone 35 right now instead of making 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 30, you know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of how I feel low key about um like the hospital treatment, facilities. Like if we've been giving this much money to these companies for this long, how is it that we haven't really actually I don't know, we probably have made some progress, right? But I just feel like we should have made way more progress considering the amount. Also, why do they need money to research these things anyway? Like if you think about it, like why does that require money? Like, do you need money to look into like a microscope or something for the tools and everything? Like, tools is one thing, but I feel like this should be one of those cases where it shouldn't cost anything really. This should just be done, by the goodwill of human, of human kindness, I guess. Like this shouldn't be like something that y'all require money in order to research. Like this should just be a thing that's being done, to further humanity, in the name of science or whatever. Um, I get for like people's payrolls, people want to be paid for what they're doing, but like everything else, I feel like should just be, yeah, that should just be a thing. But sorry about that. I know that was a bit of a rant, somewhat random, I guess, but yeah, I know I'm also a little uninformed on this. I'm just kind of, spewing my opinion on the matter in the moment. I'll definitely have to do some research on like a lot of that scenario or those situations for sure. But yeah, that was Lean on Me. If you guys enjoyed that one, make sure you smack the like button, subscribe if you're new. That being said, much love, stay safe, and peace out.